Rave Radio. With rants and raves, you'll be okay. And today is your lucky day. It is rants and raves with Gary.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Rants and Raves, this time in our pre-InfoComm series. Can't believe it's already about to be InfoComm 2026. Joining me for this episode is Jim Vasgard from Daktronics. First of all, how are you? You're laughing, so I know the pre-InfoComm panic has also set in for you.
Yes, it is, Steph. Thank you for giving us a chance to join you. And yes, I got that email today that said, hey, we're 1 month out. And I went, oh my. So I totally understand.
Yes, it is, everybody's just running around and then suddenly everything's great and it's the night before. Everyone stayed up till 4 a.m., but the booths look great on the first day.
Hey, all I can say is thank goodness for our demo crew. They pull all that stuff out, and really, if they had to rely on the sales guys to set it up, we'd be in real trouble.
Absolutely. I hear you there. No shade to the sales guys though. They're great at their jobs.
That's right. Let us do what we do well.
Absolutely. So for those who do not know about Daktronics, tell everyone a little bit about who you are, what you do, and a little bit about Daktronics in general.
Well, yes, glad to do so. Quick overview. Daktronics has been around for 58 years. We're a manufacturing company that was established back in 1968 in Brookings, South Dakota. It was founded by electrical engineering professors at South Dakota State University. And so we're a technical company. We really rely on development and understanding how products are going to perform. We've probably become known more so as the sports guys or the outdoor guys in the industry, because we've got, 50-some% market share in large sports venues, and at least that probably in high school, and somewhere around 50% share in billboards. We do a lot of outdoor marquees. And about 8 years ago, we started development of this indoor high-res product. We saw that was on the horizon. I don't know if any of us ever thought that it was going to be growing at the rate that it is. And so we started bringing indoor high-res to the market, started building relationships with AV integrators, ProAV market, for working with what I would say is non-sports, because there's going to be some of those projects where you're going to see these go in a competition area, and a professional team or a large college team is going to put that package together. But the bulk of where we see this market going is through the AV integrator channel. And so we're taking all the knowledge and things that we've gained over the last 58 years and trying to look at taking that into this indoor market and bring a highly reliable, highly dynamic, great looking display for indoor high-res products.
So it makes a lot of sense why you guys have built such a presence at InfoComm, since you see so much value in going through the channel.
Yeah, we're really the AV market is learning to comfortable with us, because we do have a direct sales team that works in sports venues, both high school and large sports venues. But that's not necessarily unusual. You take a look at some of the folks like, Samsung is also selling into large sports venues, although they got out of the outdoor, but they're still doing large sports venues indoor. And you see some other companies doing the same thing, just because that's how that customer type buys.
Right.
But you look at what's going into the Hall of Engineering at a university or a corporate lobby at a bank in Times Square, that's all going through the AV integrator, because they're doing all that work. It's tying into the audio, it's tying into the existing control system. It makes sense because, and they have the ability to do the ongoing service very easily. So that's really the key, right? Is making sure people understand. There's going to be some folks that just buy because that's the way they do, but the rest of the time we're going to work through the ProAV channel.
Makes a lot of sense. So tell me a little bit about what you guys are bringing this year to InfoComm. What can we expect to see on the show floor?
A whole booth full of LED displays. We're going to actually have a 1.2 millimeter display that's our large feature wall or hero wall that'll be spanning one end of the booth. And then we're also going to have what we call our curved or flexible module product, our AFN series, so that if you've got that pole wrap that you want to put in place or you want to fit around a curved wall, we have the ability to do that a couple different ways for people. We've got our floor display that we've brought in the past and always has a lot of great questions, and we've put some into military applications and some other type of venues as well. But then we're also bringing in street furniture, our next generation street furniture product that you can see both obviously in advertising applications, there's a lot of interest, but I believe there's a lot of opportunity for the ProAV community to use this for wayfinding, especially in colleges and universities. And then we're going to have our MicroLED product, and then we're also going to bring back what we call the kit, or I call it a presentation display. That product that you want to put in your boardroom or your training room to replace a projector. And maybe doesn't have all the horsepower that our regular large displays would do, but it's that you plug it in and it shows a PowerPoint and it works very well. We're bringing that kit product back into the industry as well. So I think we got most everything that we're going to have there.
That's awesome. All right. And you mentioned the micro-LED, and the prototype of that was something that I was very impressed by last year. It was probably one of the narrowest pixel pitches that I had ever seen. So are you bringing that back this year?
Yes, we're going to have a 0.7 in the booth, and that'll be one of the larger micro-LEDs. But then we're also going to have some tighter resolutions there for people to look at. And we're going to invite you to come by and see how tight it really looks. So I'm anxious to see what the industry thinks.
That's awesome.
The reason why I want to show the micro-LED, unfortunately, it's not quite ready to go to market.
Yeah.
the next generation product. But we're really showing the industry that we're continuing to develop and move in that direction. Really talking about the benefits of it. Micro LED, you're going to put the electronics on the LED itself, so you're going to have the ability to have higher frame rates. You're going to have the ability to do much faster hertz. You're going to have some benefits from an ongoing service and support viewpoint. So that's really what the benefit of where we're heading with this micro is. It's not just about how tight it is, but how it performs and how it's going to operate over time.
That's a great point. And also, you've mentioned a lot of digital signage applications for your LEDs, and these are spaces historically that have kind of been dominated by LCD technology. How are you seeing that change as time has kind of passed?
Oh yeah, it's really interesting to watch the industry as it evolves. I've been around a long time. So I've seen them, use the projectors and overhead systems, and then it kind of went to LCD walls, which was the cool thing for a while. And really what you're seeing is the LCD video wall has a place. Where you start to get into it is maybe in an area with quite a bit of ambient light, or maybe you're in some type of venue. Could be a CEO boardroom, could be a command center or a security ops center, where having some type of bezel in the middle of the screen, as I had one IT guy go, if I had $1 for every time the most important piece of information in a presentation fell right on the bezel, he goes, I'd be retired by now.
Right.
And he said, that's just the way it works. So the bezels have become a little bit of a challenge, although you're seeing glass get bigger. You're out there now, 108 or bigger, so you can get one big piece of glass. But you're also looking for people that want that uninterrupted canvas that has tremendous vitality. The colors and images are dynamic and jump off the screen. They're looking for a much longer life. One thing that we keep hearing from the IT departments of the customer, as we talk about the benefits of LED, is that LED allows them to change their budget cycle. If you look at an IT guy, they'll talk about they enjoy working off of their operations budget a whole lot more than they do trying to get CapEx dollars. That's always a challenge.
Right.
Well, if they can go through and lay out that budget cycle and move it out to 8 and 10 years instead of 5, 6, it just changes how they budget and plan for things. So that's a big benefit with the LED. It really lets you get more vivid imagery. You illuminate the bezels. You get great lifetime. And you change the budget cycle for the end customer, which is getting to become more and more important.
It really is, because we're seeing budgets continue to kind of be slashed year over year. So if there's any way that they can squeak a budget longer, that's probably going to get approved.
Correct. And it just helps them because they can plan their budget dollars accordingly.
Mhm.
And you can do some things with some venues, and I hope this begins to continue to get a little more traction. Is there's options you can do with leasing, and a lot of IT folks are used to doing leasing. If you look at their computer systems and routers, a lot of that's leased, and we're continuing to talk about that with the LED displays because that again impacts their budget cycle and how they can go about buying product.
Absolutely. Makes a lot of sense. Well, Jim, thank you for your time. The last question I have for you is where can people find you guys on the show floor?
Great question. Thank you for asking that. We're going to be in the Central Hall. We, of course, Daktronics booth. We're in 9058. And so, like I said, we've got the booth with a lot of LED in it, and we look forward to visiting with folks at InfoComm. We're excited. It should be a great show.
Awesome. Jim, thank you so much, and I will see you in Las Vegas.
I look forward to it. Take care.
Awesome. Thanks, and thank you everyone for watching or listening. This has been another episode of Rants and Raves. Don't forget to go to ravepubs.com/InfoComm for all your InfoComm 2026 coverage, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Rave Radio with Rants and